So I wanted to talk to you about people liking knowing what to do next. Now this doesn't mean that people are sheep, although I would say actually a lot of people are, and that might even include you and me. I'll give you an example of that really quickly. So recently, I'm sure you've noticed that the 5 a.m. club, initially it was 6 a.m. and now it's gone back to 5 a.m. for the real hardcore, has become a really popular thing on social media. So people are constantly posting how they got up and they, you know, by 5 a.m. they were meditating, and then by 5:30 a.m. they read half an hour of a business book, and then at 6 a.m. they went out and conquered a small third world nation, and at 7 a.m. they introduced a new democracy to that third world nation, and then by 9 a.m. they finished for the day. And the 5 a.m. club always kind of fascinated me because I am shocking in the mornings. I mean, it takes 3 coffees to get me going, and there is no way on God's green earth I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. just to prove I'm a guru or an entrepreneur. And then recently what came to light was some research, and I'm sure you're aware of the research, that it argues that school should actually start later in the day because children cannot function at the times that schools start. And in one experiment, not quite sure where, they actually set a school time to start at something like 10 a.m. and they saw a rise in grades as a result. And actually another researcher or another research team had taken that one step further and had looked at the workplace and adults. And the thing that made me smile, because I very rarely start any kind of work or any kind of thinking activity before 10 a.m, was actually if the workplace was put back to 10 a.m, there would be a 23% increase in effectiveness in the workplace, in your ability to think and in your ability to action and see stuff through. So I feel kind of vindicated by that, if you like. I feel like I've kind of got my point across, that the 5 a.m. club is not for everyone, and certainly not for me, and I do my best work after 10 a.m. But the point of this being, coming back to the point, because I don't want it to go on for too long, is that people like rules, and they like to know where they're going, and they like to know what to do next. And for example, you know, we know that a red traffic light means stop and a green traffic light means go, and it makes our life easier when we know what the format is that we're supposed to follow to do something. And the same applies in marketing and in sales. If you make really clear what the options are, not too many options, not too much choice, you know, 1, 2 or 3 options, and then the sales process is incredibly clear, like you're trying to get your 10-year-old child to understand what to do next, and made as simple as absolute possible, you are going to see an increase in sales, because people like to follow a preset structure, if you like, to get to where they want to go. So the more that you can make that path, that road clear for them, the easier it becomes for them, which is why you see so many books, I suppose, on productivity for entrepreneurs, you know, how to set up your day, that type of thing. Kelly Marie West is awesome at sorting out and organising people's days, and helping them do that and understand the brilliance of having a structure to follow. In fact, most entrepreneurs I know, and this is I think where the 5 a.m. club thing comes from, the better ones are the ones that have a structured day. I don't think it has to start at 5 a.m. I just think it has to be structured so they know what they're doing from 1 minute to the next. And people, when they're buying things, want to know what that structure is and what happens next and how easy it is to follow. So go back to your sales process, and is it very clear what happens next and the time frame it happens in, and how to follow that structure through. You know, if you were to score yourself from 0 to 10 on clarity and ease, would you get a 10 for excellent, or would you get a 2 to 3? Go and have a look at your sales process.